Hello YouTube, I'm APC, and today I'm coming out with another game making tutorial. Today's tutorial was requested by Torbashify. It was also requested by someone else, but I could not for the life of me find out who that was. So Torbashify and someone else requested that I should make a random generation tutorial as in Minecraft and Terraria. Alright, so in order to do that, we're going to start off making 3 sprites. First sprite, I'm going to call SPR Dirt, and I'm going to make it 16 by 16, and we're going to give it a darkish brown color, and then we'll duplicate to create SPR Grass, and I'll just scribble on some green at the top. There we go. It's really ugly grass, but oh well. Now SPR Stone. This one also going to be 16 by 16. Okay, let's give it a gray color. And now we're going to create some more sub-images to represent other ores. So, in order to 3 make 4 sub-images total. This one is going to be coal. So just put some little black specks in there. Next one is going to be iron. So I'm going to grab it like a little orangey color. And I'm going to make the mount cursor a little bigger for this one because coal is a lot harder to see for whatever reason. Alright, and last but not least, diamond. And let's make a little like diamond. There we go. That's diamond ore. Okay. So now we're going to create objects for each of our sprites. First we'll make obj grass. And now we're going to create, or obj grassman, obj dirt. Sprite dirt. And now we're going to create obj stone. And we're going to go into the creation event to code how it's randomly going to do the ore thing. So first off, image index equals 0, image speed equals 1. Hello audience, it's me from the future. I don't know why I said image speed equals 1, but that needs to be 0 because if we put it at 1, it'll just cycle through the images slowly rather than not at all. We don't want to cycle at all. Okay, so now by default it's going to go with stone, not any type of ore. And now we're going to decide when it's going to become ore. So we're going to create a new variable called r. R stands for random. And r is going to equal floor random 100. Okay. Random 100 will give us any number between 1 and 100, or it might be 0 and 100, I'm not sure. But the problem with it is, it could give me 1.2. Well, we don't want that. We want it to be whole numbers only, which is where this floor thing comes in. It'll round it down to the nearest integer, okay? So if r ends up equaling 1, we want to create diamond. So image index equals, and I'll just put a little comment here, so that's a 1% chance of diamond. Alright? If r is more than 1 and r is less than, what should we say, 7, we want it to be iron. So image index equals 2. And that is a 5% chance of diamond. Just make sure you understand this. But right here we put down 1, so that's 1 out of 100 is 1%. And here, more than 1, less than 7. So the possibilities are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those are 5 different numbers. 5 over 100 equals 5%. Alright, so last one, I'm going to go with this coal. If r is more than 6 and r is less than, what should we say, 15, then we want image index equal 1. So that is a 8% chance of coal. Alright, so if you want, you can change around these chances depending on how you like it, or you can make this out of 1,000 and make this, and so you can be more precise. So you'll probably want to make this out of 1,000 if you want it to be realistic like Minecraft, but for the sake of this tutorial we're going to do it like this. So now we got that down. Oh, and of course you gotta set the sprite, I forgot that. And now we're going to create control. This is going to handle all of the train generation. This is what you came to this video for. Alright, so creation event, we're going to create 3 variables. P we're set equal to 15, V set equal to, I don't know, 2, A set equal to -1. Okay, position, velocity, acceleration. Position, it's going to represent how high up is it at a particular point. We start off 15 because the height in blocks of the screen is going to be 30. So 15 would be halfway. V is the slope, or the rate at which P is changing. So it's going to start off moving upward to the rate at a slope of 2. And then A is acceleration, which at the rate at which the slope or velocity is changing, and it's at -1. So to start off, it's going to start up halfway, move up by 2, and then it's going to move up from 1 from there because this will have decreased by 1. So acceleration doesn't make the slope decrease. It makes the slope, either makes it decrease at a faster rate or makes it increase at a slower rate. So it's a little bit complex. If you want to be even more technical about it, this is a position function, right? You can call this derivative of the position function, and there's a second derivative of the position function. And if you understand that concept, you understand the basis of calculus. So if you understand that concept, you'll understand the majority of this tutorial. So now we're going to make a loop, a for loop to be exact. And I'm just going to type it down and explain it later. So for loop is initialization. What do you want to do in the start of the loop? The condition. It will keep doing the loop if that condition is met, and what to do at the end of the loop. So what it's going to do is start off at I equals 0. It's going to run through this code, add 16 to I, so I equals 16. Then it's going to run through this code again, add 16 to I, so I equals 32. Let's keep repeating that until this condition is no longer true. So once I exceeds room width, it's going to stop. And this way, it'll go through column by column, every bit of our terrain, column by column, until it reaches under the room, which one we don't want to draw any. So this way, it'll take care of all of the terrain within this loop. And within this loop, we're gonna make another loop. We're gonna say for j equals 0. We can't say the same variable as I, otherwise it'll mess it up. So this can be the same thing. J equals, we'll just say 0. J is less than room height. J plus equals 16. Now this works the same way, but the only problem is we don't want to start at 0. If it starts at 0, it'll just fill up the whole room. We don't want to fill up the whole room. We want to start at p equals 15, the position that we're at currently. So the way we're going to do that is type down room height minus p times 16. Okay, this looks a little bit complicated, but it's not too bad. So room height, which if we had to start room height, it will end immediately. There would be nothing whatsoever to make, because it needs to be less than room height in order for it to continue. And if we put down p equals 1, it'll go 1 block higher than room height, so it'll be 1 block at the bottom. And that way, as we change p, this will represent how many blocks high we start off. And then it will add 16 each time. Remember, the y-axis is inverted, so when you add to it, it goes down. So then it'll just keep going down until we reach the bottom. Alright, and then for every loop, we want to create a stone. So I is the x, which column we're at right now. J is this part right here, and it will represent the y. Okay, now every time we go through the column and make all of them, we want to mess around with these variables to make it show up randomized in slopes and that kind of stuff. So we're going to add v to p, because remember, v is the rate of change of p, so it would make sense that after every column we change p by value of v. And a, in the same way, is the rate of change of v, so we're going to say v plus equals a. And then a, which at the core of everything, is going to be random, which is what we want. We want it to be random. I'm going to say choose -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. These numbers don't mean anything other than the fact that I've tested them and they work well for our purposes. Okay, so now this is basically the main gist of the code. So we're gonna create a room, and we're gonna make it a rather wide room. So I'm gonna double the width to 1280, so that way we can get a better idea of how the terrain works. And we're just add control to it, and we're gonna make the background blue because we want it to look somewhat satisfying. And one more thing, in the control object, we're going to have a keyboard event, keyboard spacebar, and when we hit space, we'll just do room restart. So this way, we'll be able to restart the room and see that random generation. We can test it out in a better way. Okay, so here we have it. This looks pretty bad overall, but we'll just go over what worked first. So as you can see, the ore is randomizing it like we told it to. It's mostly gray, and then if we probably did the calculation, roughly 8% of it is going to be coal, and then after that 5% of it's iron, and then 1% of it is diamond. That's what we want. But here, if you look around, it just goes up and never comes back down. So that's bad. But it's being random like we told it to. So now what we want to do is we want to set restrictions onto it. We want to set restrictions on how high it can go and how low it can go, so it doesn't go below the screen either. Bet you if I press spacebar a few times, see, now it goes below the screen. We don't want that. So none of these come out the way we want it to, no matter how many times press spacebar. So now we'll set restrictions on it. Go back into our control, and then we're gonna say if p is more than 26. Remember, 30 is the maximum height, so this way if it comes within 4 of the tallest we want it, then we want p to equal 26, so not go above it. And we also want v to equal 0. So that way the v won't keep saying go up, go up, go up, while p keeps saying I can't go above 26. So v will stay at 0. And now we want acceleration. We want it to change to a negative value so that v will start working its way down again. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to say a equals abs absolute value of a. So this way it'll become positive value of whatever it is. And then if we set negative, it'll become negative. That way a will start heading down again. Then we copy this, and we can say if p is less than 4, because 4 is the minimum value we want, p equals 4, v equals 0, and we want to take away that negative so that way it will start going back up again. Then if we do that, it stays in the screen much nicer. And this is probably everything it came here for, but fact still remains that it's a barren wasteland. We're gonna add dirt to it. Okay, So in the very first step of this for loop, we want it to be a grass that you create. So I'm just going to create outside the for loop. Now I want the y value or the, we can't plug in j because j hasn't been created yet, so we'll just plug in this value, which we want j to start at. And I want this to start out 1 further than it would have. So if we type down p minus 1, that'll be the same as adding 16 to this entire. Alright, so now we'll create one grass at the top, and then it's going to go all the way down with stone. But we want there to be a couple layers of dirt under as well. So the way we're going to do that is if j is less than, we'll just copy this. So if we do p minus 1, that'll be 1 further along. If we put down 5, it'll be 5 further along. So if it's still less than 5 further along, we want it to be dirt, and otherwise we want it to be stone. And there you have it. This is our randomization script, and it's only 17 lines of code, so it could have been a lot worse. I'll guarantee you Notch's is a lot longer than that. His works better too, but of course his is a lot longer than that, but this one works pretty well. So we'll just test it one final time and see how it goes. Okay, there you go. We have the dirt on there, grass on top, and ore is randomized. There's a certain level of dirt under the grass. Next time if we press spacebar, it looks good every time. So there's the randomization code. I hope it works for you guys. I actually want to make a little better one with using a lot more math, but I couldn't figure anything out. This is a little bit complex, but this one works pretty well for our purposes, I think. So I can take it off the list. Terrain generation. So hope you guys found it helpful. Please rate, comment, subscribe. I always like to have more requests. If you have another request I haven't covered yet, please do ask, and we'll see you guys next time.